Very good morning, students. Today we are going to discussing about malarial life cycle. Yesterday we already discussing about introduction of the malaria. This malaria is caused by the protozoa. The important protozoa, it is known as among the all protozoans, the one important protozoa that is known as a Plasmodium, it causes to the malaria. Four different types of Plasmodium species. Four different types of Plasmodium species causes to the four different types of malaria. The first species is known as a Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium, it is known as a Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malariae. These four different types of Plasmodium protozoans causes to the malaria of the different malarias: benign terratain malaria, malignant malaria or mild terratain malaria, cerebral malaria, and also known as that is the other malaria is known as mild terratain and quartan malaria. What is the malaria? No? Quartan malaria, benign terratain malaria, mild terratain malaria, quartan malaria. Different types of malaria causes to this Plasmodium protozoa. Today class we are going to discussing about Plasmodium life cycle, or also known as a malarial life cycle. How these pathogens enter into the human body and as well as they enter into the mosquito body. How these pathogens enter into the human body and mosquito body. Coming to the life cycle of the malaria or Plasmodium life cycle. Life cycle of the Plasmodium or malarial life cycle. Malarial life cycle. Malarial life cycle. The malarial life cycle are also known as a Plasmodium life cycle. Plasmodium life cycle. Plasmodium life cycle. Plasmodium life cycle. This Plasmodium, it is under the category of the protozoa. What is the category, Nana? Protozoa. The Plasmodium is the protozoa. This protozoans Plasmodiums causes to the malaria. Causes to the malaria. Protozoa means here protozoa Plasmodium. What is the protozoa? Plasmodium. Okay, Nana. The Plasmodium. In which form this Plasmodium causes to the malaria? Okay, Nana. The infective stage of 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 Plasmodium vivax. The infective stage of Plasmodium vivax. The infective stage of Plasmodium or Plasmodium vivax. Okay, na? This infective stage of Plasmodium vivax, it is known as a sporozoites. What is the stage, na? Sporozoites. What is the infective stage of the Plasmodium vivax, na? Sporozoites. These sporozoites are enter into in our body at the mosquito whenever the female Anopheles mosquito bites. Whenever the female Anopheles mosquito bite, these sporozoites of the infective stage of the Plasmodium vivax enter into in our body. They will secrete, they will produce some important toxic chemicals. That chemical is known as a hemozoin toxic material. This hemozoin toxic material causes to the chills, shivering and body temperature high, sweating, and also it leads into the fever. It leads into the malarial fever. The infective stage of the sporozoite. What is the infective stage? Plasmodium. This Plasmodium infective stage is known as sporozoites. These sporozoites reaches into in our body through the mosquito. Next mode of transmission. What is mode of transmission? Mode of transmission. 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 How these sporozoids are reaches into the human body through the vector. Through the vector. Through the mediator. What is the mediator? Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. What is it? Female Anopheles mosquito. Through the female Anopheles mosquito, any female Anopheles mosquito body, the female Anopheles mosquito stomach, the female Anopheles mosquito alimentary canal already consists of these sporozoids. Whenever this female Anopheles mosquito bite human beings, this sporozoids reaches into the human body, reaches into the inside the human body. This sporozoids only causes to the malaria. Causes to the malaria. Coming to the, what is the life cycle? Okay, now, these sporozoids are selected to the life cycle. How they will selected? How they will reproduce their new generations? How they will reproduce their new generations? Coming to the life cycle. Coming to the, they will selected life cycle. Life cycle of the Plasmodium. Life cycle of the life cycle of the Plasmodium. 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 Okay, complete their life cycle. Okay, they are participated into the, this Plasmodium means protozoan. What is this protozoans? Sporozoid infective stages complete their life cycle. Complete their life cycle. They are using two hosts. Okay, two host. What is the primary host and secondary host? What is the first host? Primary host. Secondary host. Secondary host complete their life cycle, complete their asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction, complete their sexual and sexual reproduction. They select two hosts, primary host and secondary host. Primary host and secondary host. Why? What are the first primary host of the Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium sporozoids? Okay, primary host is the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito. What is the primary host of the, what is the primary host of the Plasmodium vivax? Female Anopheles mosquito. What is the secondary host? What is the secondary host? Human. Okay, human beings. What is the second host? Human beings. Okay, human beings. What is the primary host? The Plasmodium is selected for the complete their sexual reproduction. What is it? Sexual reproduction. Sexual cycles. What is the cycle? Sexual reproduction or sexual development. Sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction, the main purpose of they selected, this Plasmodium selected female Anopheles mosquito. The main reason is the sexual development, fusion of the male Plasmodiums and female Plasmodium fuse into the inside the body of the female Anopheles mosquito. Inside the body of the female Anopheles mosquito, inside the body of the female Anopheles mosquito, that is nothing but gut or gut or alimentary canal or stomach. They indicate gut or also known as a alimentary canal, also known as a stomach. Whenever this Plasmodium reaches into the inside the female Anopheles mosquito, they enter into the inside the female Anopheles mosquito, they complete their sexual reproduction. Male gametes and female gametes are fused, fertilization takes place, embryonic development. This all new generations are produced inside the female Anopheles mosquito. That's why they selected primary host. Okay, now Plasmodium vivax complete this protozoa, complete their sexual cycle inside the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Coming to the secondary host. What is known as secondary host? Human beings. They selected in the human beings, that is known as the asexual stages. What is the stages? No? Asexual development or asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. They selected asexual reproduction. They selected asexual reproduction. Here, sexual development is not takes place to the Plasmodium vivax. The reason is why the Plasmodium, they are not participated into the sexual reproduction inside the human beings. The main reason is the blood pH is 7.4. Our body pH, blood pH is 7.4. Our body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. That's why they are not participated into the sexual reproduction inside the human beings. Only sexual reproduction takes place in the inside the female Anopheles mosquito. In the human beings, what is the location? What is the infective organs of the infective cells of the human beings? Whenever this Plasmodium reaches into the human beings, they are infected, they are damaged to the, they can survive in the liver and RBC cells. What is liver and RBC cells. What is the main target for this Plasmodium reaches into the human body? The main target, the damage to the liver cell and also known as RBC cell, they will target. Here target the sexual life cycle is complete inside the female Anopheles mosquito of the gut or also the alimentary canal or also known as a stomach. They complete their alimentary canal. Life cycle Plasmodium complete their life cycle. They selected primary host. What is the primary host? They selected female Anopheles mosquito. What is the meaning of primary host? This Plasmodium complete their sexual cycles, sexual development, fusion of male and female gamete, fertilizations, the embryonic development. They produce the new generations inside the female Anopheles mosquito. Coming to the secondary host. Secondary host means human beings. Whenever this female Anopheles mosquito bite, the female Anopheles mosquito bite human beings. The female Anopheles mosquito bite human being. This female Anopheles mosquito already contain this Plasmodium. These sporozoids reaches into the human beings. In the human beings, this Plasmodium complete their asexual development. Asexual development, it means no fusion of the male and female gametes, but their division continuously asexual development means continuously they divide. Once they are using liver cells and RBC cells, completely they are taking feeding to the liver cells and RBC cells, who can continue their new generations, but no sexual development. Only sexual development takes place inside the female Anopheles mosquito, and also a sexual development takes place in the secondary host of the human beings. Coming to the entire life cycle of the Plasmodium. Entire life cycle of the Plasmodium. Coming to the first one, sporozoites. What is sporozoites? How they are entered? Sporozoites. The sporozoites reaches into the human. Sporozoites reaches into the human by female anopheles. Female anopheles. Female anopheles. Female anopheles mosquito bite. Female anopheles mosquito bite. Whenever this female anopheles mosquito already body consists of these sporozoites. Whenever this female anopheles mosquito bite human beings, means this female anopheles mosquito already infected to the sporozoites. This female anopheles mosquito already infected to the sporozoites. Okay, it is the first stage of this. The sporozoites reaches. Sporozoites means the infective stage of the Plasmodium. This sporozoite reaches into the human by the female anopheles mosquito bite. But female anopheles mosquito already infected. The female body already consists of the sporozoites of the Plasmodium. It is already infected to the sporozoites. Infected to the sporozoites. Infected to the sporozoites. How the sporozoites already infected to the sporozoites. In the female body, already sporozoites are present. Whenever this female anopheles mosquito bite human beings, the sporozoites are enter into the human body because of female anopheles mosquito bite. Coming to the second stage. It is the first stage. Coming to the second stage of the female after the female anopheles mosquito bite. Coming to the second stage. What is the second stage? What is the second stage? Whenever the sporozoites, the sporozoite reaches into the or parasite. The sporozoite also known as a parasite. Para means other. Site means depend. These sporozoites depend on the human body. So, complete their life cycle. They reaches into the human body. Sporozoite reaches into the, what is the second stage? Sporozoites. What is it? Sporozoites reaches. Sporozoites reaches into the. Sporozoites reaches into the. Sporozoites. These sporozoites reaches into the liver through the blood. Liver through the blood. Through the blood. Through the blood. What is the first one? Sporozoites reaches into the human by female anopheles mosquito. Whenever the female anopheles mosquito bite, this sporozoites reaches into the liver through the blood. Within 30 minutes. What is the minutes? Within 30 minutes, they reaches into the liver. The sporozoites reaches into the liver through the blood. Within 30 minutes only, they reaches into the liver through the blood. Whenever normal female anopheles mosquito bites means you are not suffering to the any malarial fever. Whenever the female anopheles mosquito body already contain the sporozoites means the infected mosquito means already the female stomach contain sporozoites. These sporozoites reaches into the human, they reaches into the liver through the blood at the time of the female anopheles mosquito bites. Female anopheles mosquito bite. Coming to the third step of the, what is the third step? It is indicate what is the third one. After they reaches into the liver. Reaches into the liver. These sporozoites, parasite, reproduce asexually. Parasite. Parasite means sporozoites. Parasite. Parasite means sporozoites. Sporozoites reaches into the sporozoites reaches into the sporozoites reaches into the liver. These sporozoites reproduce. Sporozoites reproduce. Sporozoites reproduce asexually. Sporozoites reproduce. Sporozoites reproduce asexually. Sporozoites reproduce asexually in the liver cells. 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 Now, whenever this sporozoite reaches into the liver cells, these sporozoites continuously feeding liver cells. Whenever they're continuously feeding, they asexually means the continuously divide. The number of the sporozoites are divided. The number of sporozoites are formed. The number of the sporozoites are formed inside the liver cells. Inside the liver cells. After the completely depend on the 10 to 11 days. They can survive, they can present inside the liver cells, they can stay for the 10 to 11 days. For example, female Anopheles mosquito bite today. No symptoms appear in the up to the 11 or 12 days. No symptoms, no chills, no fever, no sweating, no breathing rate increases, no respiration. After 12 days, after 13th day, the more symptoms appear in the human body. The reason is they're continuously divide, they're continuously feeding, they're continuously taking to the liver cells, they produce their new generations. They continue their cells, male gametes are continuously divide, females also continuously divide. It is the third step of the parasite sporozoites reproduce asexually in the liver cells. In the liver cells, what is in the liver cells? What is the formation? The end result, merozoites. Merozoites. What is the meaning of merozoites? Here is sporozoites. The size of the cell is increases. That size of cell is known as merozoites. What is merozoites? This merozoites is nothing but sporozoites only stages. Coming to the fourth stage of this one. What is the fourth one? What is the fourth one they indicate? What is the fourth one they indicate? What is the fourth stage? After the liver cells, their lifespan, they're continuously feeding, the liver cells number also decreases. No food for they're searching for these sporozoites. These merozoites are searching for the food. They go for the red blood cells. They go for the red blood cells. They depend on the red blood cells is consist of the hemoglobin protein. These sporozoites are also known as merozoites. They depend on they're continuously feeding to the hemoglobin of the RBC cells. Hemoglobin of the RBC cells. Okay, coming to the next one. The parasite means sporozoites or tropozoites. The sporozoites. What is it? Sporozoites. This sporozoites is nothing but merozoites. What is it? Merozoites. This merozoite reaches into the merozoites reaches into the the sporozoites and merozoites reaches into the liver 2 RBC cells. Liver to the RBC cells. These sporozoites completely they will destroy to the liver cells. They're searching for the no food material. They go for the inside the RBC cells. Inside the RBC cells consist of the hemoglobin protein. They completely depend on they will completely feeding to the hemoglobin protein, destroy to the RBC cells. Destroy the RBC cells. Whenever they go for the RBC cells, once they reaches into the RBC cells, once the reaches into the this RBC cells, this parasite means sporozoites or merozoites. Sporozoites are parasite. What is parasite means that is nothing but sporozoites are merozoites reproduce means reproduce new generations of these parasites merozoites reproduce asexually. Asexually means completely divide asexually in the RBC cells. In the RBC cells. Asexually they are completely divide, continuously divide into they increase their number inside the RBC cells. First they select liver cell. After they select RBC cells. Whenever the RBC cells are continuously destroyed. Whenever the continuously they will enter into the RBC cell, RBC cells are rupture. Okay, now from the rupturing of the RBC cell, in the rupturing of RBC cells, they produce, that is known as the infective stage of the plasmodiums. Okay, now coming to the next one. What is the next one? What is the next stage of this life cycle? After then, tomorrow we are going to representation of the life cycle. Today, what are the steps involved? What are the stages are involved to the Plasmodium vivax life cycle or malarial life cycle? Next one, rupturing of the RBC cell. Whenever this parasite enter into the RBC, next one, rupturing of the RBC. Rupturing of the RBC cells. What is it? Rupturing of the RBC cells releases. Rupturing of the RBC cells releases. Okay, releases. That is known as a releases to the, that is releases. Rupturing of the RBC cells release sporozoites. They release to the sporozoites and releases sporozoites and they releases to the hemozoin. What is hemozoin? Hemozoin. This Plasmodium continuously they are taking to the hemoglobin. The hemoglobin is break down. The red color hemoglobin is converted into the black color of the hemozoin. Black color of the hemozoin. Black color of the hemozoin. This hemozoin, whenever in our body, this hemozoin concentration increase in the blood, it leads into the chills. Chills means more cold, more sweating, also more increase in the temperature, severing, giddiness, movement of the head, giddiness, more sweating, more cold, more temperature, more breathing rate, more heart rate increases because of this hemozoin is produced by the Plasmodium. This sporozoite reaches into the rupturing of the RBC cells. Whenever the rupturing of RBC cells, they releases to the sporozoites and also releases to the hemozoin. It leads into the symptoms. This hemozoin leads into the symptoms of the human body. Like what is the symptoms? Like chills. What is the symptoms? Chills and also fever. Fever and also giddiness, shivering. This all symptoms observed in this all symptom. Chills means more cold, fever, high fever, shivering of the body. These all are observed in the at the time of this sporozoid reaches rupturing of the RBC cells. This RBC cells release into the sporozoites and hemozoin materials. Okay, now coming to the next one. Coming to the next seventh one. Coming to the seventh one. Whenever they release into the sporozoites, the rupturing of the RBC cells. 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 Rupturing of the RBC cells releases to the rupturing of the RBC cells produce, rupturing of the RBC cells produce, that is known as a sporozoites. Rupturing of the RBC cells produce sporozoites and hemozoin. What is hemozoin? What is the sporozoites? These sporozoites are indicate male gametes. They release to the male gametes. Male gametocytes. They release to the male gametocytes and what is the second one? Female gametocyte. Male gametocytes and female gametocytes. The rupturing of the RBC cells produce sporozoites. What is the sporozoites? Male gametocyte of the Plasmodium. Male gametocyte of the Plasmodium. Female gametocyte of the Plasmodium. Male gametocyte of the Plasmodium. But in our body, these gametes are produced, but no fusion of the male gametes and female gametes. The reason is no fusion, no sexual reproduction, no fusion of the male and female gametes. The reason is in our blood pH. What is the pH? Blood pH. What is the pH? 7.4 and body temperature. The normal body temperature, it leads into the 37 degrees centigrade. 37 degrees centigrade. These both are no fusion of the. It is not suitable for the fusion of, because the temperature and blood pH is not suitable for the fusion of these two gametes. The fusion of no fusion. That's why they are selected. This fusion of these two gametes inside the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. How these female gametes and female gametes are enter into the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Coming to the eighth one. Coming to the eighth one. Coming to the eighth one. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito bite malarial patient. Malaria patient. Female Anopheles mosquito bite malarial patient. Female Anopheles mosquito bite malarial patient. The malarial patient is contains male gametocytes and male gametocyte male gametocyte and female gametocyte cells. Female gametocyte cells. Gametocyte Plasmodium. The malarial patient already contained the malarial patient already contain male gametocytes and female gametes. The female Anopheles mosquito bite malarial patient. They will suck. They will take the male gametocytes and female gametocytes. This male gametocytes and female gametocytes reaches into the male gametocytes and female gametocytes. Male gametocytes. This male gametocytes. Male gametocytes and female gametocytes. Female gametocytes. Male gametocytes and female gametocytes reaches into the stomach of the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Whenever this male gametocyte of the Plasmodium, female gametocyte of the Plasmodium, they reaches into the female Anopheles mosquito, the fusion of male and female gamete takes place inside the stomach of the mosquito. Inside the stomach of the mosquito. What is the third? 10th one. What is the 10th one? 10th one. What is the 10th stage? Fusion of male gametes and female gametes takes place. Female gametes. Whenever the gametocyte reaches into the inside the female Anopheles mosquito, these gametocytes are modified into the male gametes and female gametes. The fusion of male and female gamete takes place inside the female Anopheles mosquito, inside the stomach of the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito means the fertilization takes place in female Anopheles mosquito. What is the fusion means? Fertilization. What is it? Fertilization of the male gametes and female gametes are fusion takes place inside the elementary canal, that is known as a stomach, or it is known as a gut. It is known as a elementary canal. The fusion of male gametocyte and female gametocyte of the Plasmodium takes place inside the female Anopheles mosquito. Whenever the female Anopheles mosquito bite the blood of the any malarial patient, after the fertilization, what is the fertilization? Next one, zygote is formed. Zygote of the Plasmodium. After the zygote, it is modified into the embryo. This embryo again produce number of sporozoites. Number of sporozoites. This number of sporozoites produced in the stomach of the female Anopheles mosquito. This number of sporozoites belongs to the Plasmodium. This belongs to the Plasmodium. These sporozoites, coming to the next one, these sporozoites migrated, means the sporozoites are they stored in the salivary gland of the female Anopheles mosquito. The sporozoites migrated, means movement. Migrated means movement. These sporozoites are moved to the stomach to their movement to the salivary glands. Of the mosquito. Whenever this female Anopheles mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito already infected to the sporozoites. Whenever the female Anopheles mosquito bite, that infected female Anopheles mosquito bite to the normal healthy person, again the sporozoites reaches into the liver through the blood. Again the life cycle is continue. This female Anopheles mosquito contain salivary glands. This female Anopheles mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito, what is it? Female Anopheles mosquito. The infected, the body of the female Anopheles mosquito consists of, the body of the female Anopheles mosquito contain sporozoites. The female Anopheles mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito bite. Female Anopheles mosquito bite normal healthy person. This female Anopheles mosquito already contain sporozoites. These sporozoites are where it is stored. These sporozoites are present in the salivary glands of the mosquito. Salivary gland of the mosquito. Salivary gland of the mosquito. This sporozoite present in salivary gland of the mosquito. This female Anopheles mosquito bite normal healthy person. These sporozoites are enter into the normal healthy person through the blood. Through the blood. Through the blood. They will select first. Primary host is the female Anopheles mosquito. Secondary host is the human body. It is a digenetic parasite. Plasmodium are also known as a digenetic parasite. What is it? Plasmodium. What is it? Plasmodium. Plasmodium. It is nothing but digenetic parasite. Digenetic parasite. Digenetic parasite. Digenetic parasite. What is the first parasite primary host? That is known as a female Anopheles mosquito. What is it known? Female Anopheles mosquito. Digenetic parasite means female Anopheles mosquito primary host. Second host, human beings. Second host, human beings. Second host, human beings. Second host, human beings. Thank you very much.